This is the house of ithiel, a spirit from God. On the 26th of June 2024, the man of God, Prophet Favor Ithiel, gave a prophetic word. The prophet said, the church should pray because persecution is coming to the church across the world. Viewers, let us hear what the prophet said and its fulfillment.
Also, oppressions of the church. Oppressions of the church is coming. Like, I even see one that was very clear, like a wooden chocolate cross was in the front of this and it was being destroyed. It will happen in many countries, from USA to all over. It is not of God oppressing the church. They are trying to colonize the church. Churches will be closed, drag the pastors, people running. Persecution will be, persecution will be not also for the church, also for the church in the Europe. Yeah. So we should start praying.
Hello there. Welcome back. Now, I teased before the break what we were going to be talking about now. And, well, let's just get on with it, shall we? This is a subject very close to my heart. Residents are being told that being on private property is no bar to prosecution under new legislation. This is being brought in by the SNP, which took effect across Scotland last month, establishing 200-metre safe access zones around all abortion clinics. Now, residents in these zones have been warned that they could be in breach of the Abortion Services Act if they do anything that would cause harassment, alarm or distress to staff and patients, even if this activity is carried out in the privacy of their own home. Pro-life campaigners fear that praying in these zones will be considered an offence following the arrests of several activists for harassment and public order-related offences in England and Northern Ireland. Well, let's dig into this with Michael Phillips, who's from Christian Legal, who's a Christian Legal Centre lawyer. Michael, great surname, can I just say, and great
Thank
religion as well. I'm one of your lot. But let's talk about this, because one would say, well, you know, surely it's a bit of a stretch to say that, you know, if there's a 200-metre safe zone and it happens to be that there's a residential property in this and someone is quietly praying at home, that they're going to have their collar felt by the police. That seems to be, to me, to be a far-flung fear. Yet the idea here for me that I find troubling is the fact that, once again, there's one religion in this country which the state wants to control. There's one religion in this country that the state is happy to kick in the groin. There's one religion in this country that has absolutely zero protections, seems to be regularly under fire, and it is our national religion which underpins our democracy and our cultural mores.
I totally agree, and I've been on to the SNP, the government, Scottish Government website this morning, and I thought that maybe this is a little bit of hyperbole from the press, but it just really isn't. I'm reading from the document itself, and it says that if someone does something in a private place, such as a private residence within the boundary of a safe access zone, that could be seen or heard in a public space, then a part of the zone, an offence could be committed, and that could include, if you do it recklessly, that means you don't necessarily intend to do it, and it influences somebody's decision. And the problem is this, is that we know this isn't just some type of horror story that somebody's made up. It's been happening in England, and I've represented a couple of people, and there are other people who I haven't represented, but nonetheless they're being prosecuted, one of which is Adam Smith Connor, a veteran of the war in Afghanistan, on trial in Poole at the moment for the crime of silently praying for his dead son outside an abortion clinic in Bournemouth. Likewise, Isabel Vaughan-Spruce, who we're assisting, she too has been arrested on a number of occasions for simply that, praying silently. It's unbelievable, it's Orwellian, but unfortunately it is starting to happen.
Hello, we've just received the verdict from the judge in the case of Adam Smith Connor. She has found Adam guilty for his silent prayers. This is a shocking verdict. Adam, what would you like to say on receiving this verdict?
Well, I just want to thank everyone for the support over the last 2 years, since I was first accused of this thought crime on the 24th of November 2022. Psalm 22 verse 10 says, "When my father and mother forsake me, then the Lord will take care of me." I served our great nation for 20 years as an Army reservist. I continue to serve my local community as a physiotherapist and a church volunteer. I never imagined that the nation I love and has been so good to me in the past could turn on me for doing nothing more than offer up a prayer for my deceased son. I felt like my government had forsaken me, but the Lord has taken care of me, surrounded me with prayer, and provided me with an excellent legal team with ADF UK. I want to thank everyone who's been praying for justice in this court case. I've received messages of support from across Britain, America, Italy, and even in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Christ. I'm extremely saddened that the judge has found me guilty. This marks a dark and dangerous day for our nation, setting a legal precedent that thought crimes can occur in England. When George Orwell wrote 1984 in the year 1948, he meant it as a warning, not as a guidebook. It seems Orwell's predictive powers were off by 40 years, but apart from that, the notion that thought crime could become established in the British legal system was sadly accurate. 2 years ago, when this case started, a Christian friend of mine said that we are now at a time where Christians can be persecuted for prayer. But there would come a time when you could be persecuted and the knock at the door could happen in your own home. Well, if you live in Scotland, that time has now come.
Viewers, you can see how far the eyes of Jesus Christ can reach. Yes, even in our situations. This is to remind us that Jesus Christ sees it and He is concerned about it, to grant us solutions to our problems. Do not forget, this channel is all about Jesus Christ. Keep watching God Voice TV for the salvation of souls.